Go sit down.
Go lay down.
Go lay down. Go.
Might beat you.
Like a rug.
Come here. That's what you did.
Not the candle!
Me? What do you mean? Glad we got all that recorded.
Yeah, dude. Go.
Welcome back to the Chiefin podcast, folks. I'm very glad that I get to introduce this one because I'm the only person qualified to introduce this episode.
Worst dad.
Damn right. I'm the worst and the best here.
Not even a dad yet.
Only one.
You haven't had the kid yet. It doesn't count.
I'm going to tell him you said that. Welcome back to the Chiefin podcast, guys. Happy Friday. Thanks for being back with us. If you notice, because you're looking with your eyes right now and you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. We're in a different location. Right now, we're in Bend, Oregon. And no, that's not a deep fake of a Walmart Ryan Reynolds. This is Daniel in the flesh with us today.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds if he chose construction.
Daniel's with us here in Oregon, and I think that deserves a like and a subscribe from you guys wherever you're listening right now. Thank you. Share it. Check us out on socials, Instagram, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. You know the spiel. And as we said at the top of the episode, Father's Day is coming up, and that makes me think, wow, there's some shitty dads out there. Last year, us three did this not in Oregon, I think, but we did the best dads of all time last year. So it's only right that this year we'd address the worst dads of all time.
So, as you guys may have noticed, like you said, I am in Oregon. Bryce's brother came up here. We didn't tell Bryce that I was coming up.
And Bryce's brother's girlfriend.
And Bryce's brother's girlfriend, yes. Well, they don't know the girlfriend, so I just figured. He's got a girlfriend.
Sam's appeared on the Harry Potter episode
she
once.
was. Yeah.
Guest appearance.
But it was awesome. We went to the airport, and then Bryce came and picked us up.
That was wild.
And then Parker's like, oh, hang on. I left my phone in the bathroom, which I don't even know how that's possible. So then he starts running back, and then he comes and gets me. I run back up with Parker, and Bryce is like, what? Huh?
Exactly like that?
Pretty much. I was like, just in shock. Like, wait a minute. I recognize this person, but they shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, and
This isn't happening.
I took my hood off, and I was like, wait, this isn't California? And he's like, and then we got Chick-fil-A, and Logan did the same thing. I'm sitting down at her table eating Chick-fil-A, and she comes up, she goes,
We do that a lot here.
I think it's an Oregon thing.
This might be the first hungover Chiefin podcast.
I'm not hungover.
Hey,
I am. Guilty.
I'm a
as
little
charged.
hungover. Not largely, but there's no way
Something.
Daniel's not hungover at all.
I'm not. I will say, though, somehow yesterday, I was.
Really?
Like, the morning that I woke up, I was like, I don't
What
like
did we do
this.
the day before?
We drank.
You drank way more yesterday.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm shocked, because I've been getting hangovers lately, and this is the first time that I thought, oh, I'm for sure going to be hungover, and I wasn't.
I get hungover off like 4 or 5 beers now. My body just hates alcohol.
Isn't that number 7?
It's number 1 for today so far.
So far. Okay, so since he is the only one qualified, we're going to let Bryce, the worst of them all, start off with his bad dad.
I'll start out with one bad dad, and there's a trend for all the dads that I've selected. This is across anything: pop culture, movies, real life, sports. It could be any father figure. One of my bad dads is Joe Jackson.
Shoes Joe Jackson?
No, Michael Jackson's father. He launched the Jackson 5. He had an abusive control over his children. He didn't let them call him dad. They had to call him Joseph. He would sit there, watch them rehearse with a belt in his hand, because if they messed up, he would beat them. He also was known to make them create a switch so he could use, like,
My dad had to do that.
yeah,
The switches.
Like, go to a tree and get a switch for me to beat you with.
Yeah, my parents just had a paddle.
Yeah, same.
That
That's
shit
normal.
hurt, though, dude.
Yeah, imagine, like, Daniel, make this paddle.
Yeah. Go pick the switch, and if you pick the wrong one, I'm gonna go pick one, and it's gonna hurt worse.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, so his torment over his kids probably caused a lot of, like, extra shit that Michael Jackson, who you love and you defend on this podcast all the time, caused to other
To the
people
grave.
in his life.
I don't know, man. I might make a switch.
Oh, God.
No, but in reality, I do like Michael Jackson. I don't like what he did. I don't support that.
Sure he had his
I support
reasons.
his music though. So
He does
Joe
have
Jackson was one of the worst talent dads of all time. So that's one of my bad dads.
That's a good one.
okay, Josh, you want to go with me?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, my first one. I love the show and want to like the guy, but Frank from Always Sunny, horrible
Oh.
dad. Horrible
Great dad.
Great dad?
Yeah.
Horrible
With,
dad. Poor Dee and Dennis. And leaves them. And then, I forget the whole
I totally
backstory
forgot
with
they
it.
made that like a plot line that
Yeah.
just randomly.
Like left them in the family and stuff like that. I forget that whole spiel, but he is the biggest dick. He's good with Charlie. And doesn't he turn out to be Charlie's dad maybe?
I don't know. Or yeah, he bangs Charlie's mom.
Yeah. So bad dad.
What?
Bad dad.
I thought you're like, I don't know, and he bangs Charlie's mom. You kind of paused.
No, there's no pause.
It wasn't
Let
that much,
the record
it wasn't that much of a
show,
pause,
dude.
but it
Pause.
definitely seemed like you're like, I don't know, he ate some fucking cat food, huffed some glue, and then went to Pound Town with Charlie.
Maybe who knows in that
Seriously,
bed.
though.
You know who the nightmare is?
The Nightman is the trash man. I'm the trash man, all right? I go in there and I just start eating trash. All right, well, I'm glad we're on the subject of Franks, because my number one is Frank Gallagher from Shameless. That guy will
almost
screw
did
over
that
his
one.
entire family for a fucking Coors Light, okay?
Yes.
I mean, he does so much shit. The crazy part is, he's a fucking genius. Like,
Yeah.
he's really smart, but he uses his powers for evil. Mm-hmm. And he
To scam the system.
scams everybody, even his,
His family,
his
yeah.
family especially. So that's my number one. He's
That's a rough one.
shithead, really smart, and
It sucks because he's somewhat redeemable because you don't always hate him.
no.
Yeah.
Like,
there's certain times you're like, oh, kind of like him now,
you
I
want him
guess.
to win, but
first
he's
couple seasons-
shitty throughout the whole show.
First couple seasons, I hated him. And I was like, oh, cool, that's the guy from Wild Hogs. Love that dude. And then I'm like, complete 180. This is not the same guy.
I think if I look up William H. Macy, Wild Hogs is top 3 recognized on IMDb.
It's what recognized for me.
I think Jurassic Park
he was
is-
also in Mystery Men. Who's in Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the shoveler in Mystery Men.
Yeah.
All right, William H. Macy.
I shovel really well.
Damn, born in 1950. Fargo, Magnolia, Shameless, and Boogie Nights. A lot more recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wild Hogs is definitely top 6 then.
Haven't you ever seen Wild
Dropout,
Hogs?
Shameless, Pepsi, Crystal,
Pepsi.
Blood.
I don't know any of
I don't know
those.
any of those things. I know Wild Hogs and Shameless and
Room,
Mystery
Stealing
Men.
Cars, Dial a
Okay,
Prayer,
we get it. We
Walter.
get it. I'm pulling.
No
I'm really
Wild
pulling.
Hogs.
my
I don't see
references
Wild
here.
Hogs anywhere.
Dude,
It
you know
doesn't show
what?
Jurassic Park either, but Jurassic Park's
Okay,
a
but here's the
big
thing
movie.
though. Travolta, that's one of his best movies right there.
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs.
You watch Grease? That's the guy from Wild Hogs.
Hold up, I've seen him before. He's a lot skinnier and younger in this movie, but when I first saw him, he was in Wild Hogs.
My second bad dad, similar to Joe Jackson, not quite at his level, is James Spears or Jamie
Okay.
Spears.
I see
Father
the
of Britney Spears,
conservative
who milked her out of an according $2.4 million, I believe. He saw her as a paycheck, quoted saying that multiple different times. My daughter's gonna get me rich, early on.
What a man.
pattern. She's coming out of the womb. Look at that beautiful.
I mean,
paycheck.
maybe, dude. You never know. Also,
make me
fuck this guy.
millions.
So I was looking up the Spearses. The ex-wife is named Lynn, and he's James Jamie.
And they have
then
Jamie
they
Lynn.
named their second kid Jamie Lynn.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's
That
weird.
sucks.
Yeah, and Brittany just like, cool.
Yeah, the oldest is just Brittany.
Thanks.
But this guy kind of seems like he sucks, and he's kind of off his rocker. Something, a screw's loose. He's living in an RV now, even though he's
Millionaire?
loaded. Yeah.
Jeez.
So Jamie Spears.
Jamie Spears.
Okay, I see the pattern already. I feel like the next person you're going to do is probably someone music related. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair.
We shall see. My second one is from a cartoon that we should all know and love. Timmy Turner's dad.
What?
Oh.
What do you mean? What? They leave him constantly.
And he
they
complains about the babysitter a lot.
Yeah,
and they're like,
complains about the babysitter.
It's so funny.
They're never around, and when they are, they're usually kind of fucking with him a little bit. And yeah, he just
What's his name? Or do
Timmy.
they have a
I think
name?
it's Timmy Turner's dad,
Mr. Turner?
Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner sounds about
Honestly, he's a plagued individual. He just wants to be Dinkelberg. Nope.
Yeah,
right.
Dinkelberg.
Is it Dinkelberg?
Yeah.
It's Dinkelberg,
That sounds so similar to the Just
right.
Friends Dusty Dinkelman.
Dusty
Dinkelman,
Dinkelman.
yeah.
He's Jersey. He skis in his jeans. Dinkelman.
Honestly,
Dusty Dinkelman.
Dinkelberg is cucking Mr. Turner's great fatherhood with his son.
I think so. Yeah.
And honestly, hot take, I think he's fucking the nanny.
Have you heard the
Vicky?
Yeah. Why would he
Vicky,
keep her
Vicky?
around? Why would he keep her around? Why wouldn't he believe his son?
Because she's cheap.
Yeah.
Or because she's a cheap whore.
Both.
Have you heard the conspiracy theories of how that's a show about like autism or something, and the fairies are like pills?
Oh, I thought it was like his imagination.
I've heard something about
Something
that.
like that. Like that's like that like opens up his imagination. I
Yeah.
saw something on Nickelodeon about or something on YouTube about
Just
that.
coping with it.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks. Thanks for making that.
Like he's all like down in the dumps and he pops the pills and I'm like, woo!
Yeah, I thought, some sort of hallucination sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, he
that-
takes the pills and he just like,
Yeah.
green goose, wobble goose, giant freak chocolate shake.
In his room kicking circles.
Okay, my number 2 is someone who also suffers from a mental illness. Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Oh yeah.
One of
Good
the worst dads I have ever
thinking
seen.
Different mental illness.
He's trying to chop up his son and his wife into little bitty bits and then take over
Horrible
the hotel.
father.
But the thing is, though, he was there the whole time. That's the picture.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, he's like, don't you know? You've always been here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like, oh.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
That movie was the scariest movie of my life when I first saw
Really?
it. I still
The
haven't. I haven't
bathtub
reached.
lady scene.
I haven't reached that level of scared since then.
See, I watched it late. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was younger. So it was
Like-
one of those ones that you see it when you're 17, 18 years old, and you're like, oh, that's really not that scary.
Arguably, in that instance, my dad was the worst dad ever because he was like, "Why don't we watch The Shining?
You're 4 years old. You're old
Yeah,
enough.
you're old enough. Here's a beer, bud. Let's watch The Shining together." And I remember I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine." And I'm watching it like terrified. And as you know, like I said, I couldn't take baths for a long ass time because of that fucking lady.
And because of Chelsea.
Oh yeah, but that was early on.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea
I
dumping
forgot
in the
about
tub.
that story, dude. The Amber Heard of her day.
Amber Heard before Amber Heard was Amber
Oh my
Heard.
God. I'm just glad that I got out of the tub before she inked. Okay, that was terrifying. This is, by the way, guys. This is way long ago.
Yeah,
Like,
this is like
2 years.
When I was
2
like
years ago.
15 or 16.
She was only 28.
No, like back when I lived in Ontario, probably like 3, maybe 4. That was like one of my first memories is seeing my sister just diarrhea in the tub while I was in it about to wash myself. She farts and I'm like, what the hell? And like a little turd pops up and Hope's sitting on the toilet going to the bathroom. She's like, Dino, get out of the tub, get out of the tub. And then just got out and then boom.
Spreads.
Yeah, no
like
thank
oil
you.
spill.
It was bad. It was bad.
My number 3 bad dad is Bruce Jenner.
Her name's Caitlin.
It was Bruce Jenner.
You know, at one point he was a bad dad.
And-
Now he's a bad second mom.
I think I looked up a bunch of shit too. Like, he had this whole family before the Kardashians with the Jenners. Like,
Out of there, George.
what was the show? It was like the OC or something, or the Hills.
I didn't even know that.
There's a Brody, and I guess it's super estranged. He just fucked off and was never there for them. Went to the Kardashians. Was a good dad, but then said, nope, don't want to be it anymore.
Psych.
Deuces.
What? You're gonna give me worst dad award? That's it.
Arguably, the two I said before are way more malicious and manipulative.
Yeah, for sure.
But Bruce deserves a spot on this episode.
I like it. So, my third one, a little bit obscure, but it was a movie that I used to love growing up. The extremely goofy movie
Love that
Pete
movie.
from
Yes!
It. Pete,
The fat guy's dad?
Yeah, the fat guy's dad is
I was
the
thinking it
biggest
too.
asshole. Oh, as soon as he gets out of here, I'm turning his.
I can't miss you if you don't leave.
Under your thumb, goof.
He's
You gotta
just
keep him under your thumb.
the biggest dickhead ever.
Yeah, and then he has him like he like kicks over that last pin. He's like, Pete! Kicks the pin over. He's like, nice one, son. Oh, psych! It's like,
That toxic masculinity. That's
very
what that
much
is
so,
right there.
yes. Number 3 for me is I love this person. I think he's hilarious. I think we all can agree he's a great guy, but he's a terrible dad to none other than Meg Griffin. I'm talking about Peter Griffin, one of the worst dads on TV. Let me show you. Okay, we'll add this in the clip, but
Mom, have you seen my trapper keeper?
fucking just
And I feel like that happened a lot.
Yeah.
so much. And then there's also another one. One of my favorite quotes by him is, she's complaining about something, and then he goes, Meg, who let you back in the house? And then just like, shut up, Meg. And then he like
that's a
chases,
bad dad.
and then he chases her around. It's always farts. Also, he chases her around the kitchen table, and he's like, like trying to like fart on her. She's like, no, please don't. And then she falls over, and then throws up. He's like, oh, in the kitchen, Meg. Terrible dad, but he's so fucking funny. It's a guy that you think is hilarious because he's so mean to his daughter, which is bad.
That's why we love him.
And that's why we love him. That's why we cheers to you, Peter Griffin.
Because you said that, my honorable mention is the dad from Jingle All the Way.
Which one?
Cheers to you, Dad. Arnold Schwarzenegger's a bad dad in that movie.
No way. He did so much.
He was
Okay,
bad
but
at the
how do you
beginning.
get to that point in your life where you're getting cucked by the neighbor and you have to scramble to get your kid who's 8? So how many Christmases have been like this?
That guy's pretty selfish with cookies, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Put that cookie down.
Bad dad.
Now.
It's a bad dad.
That's a bad dad.
He's not a good dad, but he did redeem himself in the end. He became Turbo Man, his son's idol.
It started out shitty.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time. Cheers to you, Dad. I got an honorable mention.
Who?
I have a couple actually. One of them, you're probably not gonna. I don't even want to actually say it because it's pretty dark.
Did they kill their kids or something?
Yeah, Marcus Wesson, cult leader
God.
who raped, beat, and then eventually killed his 9 kids.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
very famously known. He's from California.
What was the cult?
I don't know the cult.
45?
Yeah, 2 zigzags were in there. Hey, get out of there! You're gonna knock the shit over. Thank you. You're so sweet. Hi. And then I also have Bill Cosby. Okay, he was a father to us all from the Cosby Show.
Was he an actual dad? Does he have kids?
I'm sure
Yeah,
he
in the
is.
show.
Yeah.
And
No,
in
I'm saying
real
real
life.
life.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
But
curious.
I mean, he was a
Sure.
great dad. But then in real life,
Yeah.
let's just say we'd not be having open containers around him.
Darth Vader's another bad dad.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. But he did also redeem himself.
Yeah.
My honorable mention was Tom Brady because he kissed his son for way more time on the lips than a grown man should
that
be
was on
kissing
camera,
his
so-
14-year-old son.
You're wondering what he did behind closed doors.
And he got the peck and was like, "That's not long enough. Bring it back in."
Yep.
That's weird. That's strange.
Very strange.
LeBron James could also say, not a great dad. Like, hey, I'm going to steal your spotlight of making it into the league, Bronny,
Doing
because I'm going
anything.
to wait until you get here,
And
okay?
shit on you.
Yeah. The hype note's all going to be around me.
Yeah.
And also, I remember like an old interview of him saying he didn't want his kids to be associated with him when they're coming up. And then you name your son Bronny.
LeBron Jr. You're like, what the hell?
Who's that super talented, tall black kid named Bronny James? Do you think there's any association?
I don't know.
Dude, you know, he's a fucking terrible dad for one reason and one reason only. For making Space Jam 2.
I
And
still
putting
haven't
his
seen
kids in
it.
it.
It's really bad.
It's so bad.
He's done way better in other movies. I was so surprised.
Trainwreck. He was like good.
Yeah,
He was
which
good
is
in that.
Ironic because he was a train wreck in this movie.
Oh,
He was
really?
fucking
it
terrible,
was,
dude.
dude.
His acting was horrible, and honestly, his kids being in there, he seemed like a
I
bad
don't think they're his
dad.
real kids.
Oh, they weren't.
I don't think so.
Oh well, but he was like, oh yeah, you don't want to play basketball? Huh? You don't follow my footsteps? And then he's being like a total ass to his
Yeah.
kid. And I'm like, why would you okayed that? You said, yeah, that looks great.
He probably wrote it into the script.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm actually writing from experience.
I think he has a kid named Bryce. That's nerdy.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point.
I
Right?
I really think it is. Like, he wanted it in there.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's weird. I'd say bad dad for sure.
Yeah, not a great one.
I couldn't think of any like movie bad dads. Shining's a really good one.
I only had movies and cartoon dads. And then my honorable mentions obviously were real people.
I was looking through them, and a lot of them are so like basic. But I was thinking maybe some of the King of the Hill ones. I don't know, Dale.
God damn it, Bob.
Hank's. I think Hank's a good dad. He's not a bad dad.
I never really watched King of the Hill, so
didn't?
I don't really
It's
know.
worth watching.
I watched it a decent bit. Or
It just seemed kind of like just slow
yeah,
and like just really dry.
Frank from F is
Yeah.
for
Oh,
or
God.
F is for family.
And his
Put you through a fucking wall.
yeah, that's so funny. You get back in your room before you put you at the fucking wall. His dad.
But I think he means well, but
but
he's one of those guys.
His real dad, though, like in the show
what he
and,
based it off of.
and in
Yeah.
the movie or in real life, really bad dad, terrible.
Yeah,
I think Bill Burr's got a new special coming out.
really.
I think so.
Check it out. I like him.
Yeah, same. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed the bad dad episode. If you thought of some other dads that we didn't have on the list, let us know. We'll be posting some of the shit on social media as well. So again, give us a follow. We appreciate you listening. We'll be back again next week to close out the month of June. And from all of us here at the Chiefin Podcast, keep it Chiefin'.
Keep it chiefin'.
Keep it chiefin'.